Hello everyone. Today I've got Alok with me. So he's managed to get like a job here in the UK, which is on sponsorship, and we know like a lot of students struggle to get a sponsorship job. So I thought like it'd be great like if you can share some experience for all of us like who are watching this channel. So do you want to like start and give us a little bit of your introduction, who you are, what was your experience like, and when did you move here?
My name is Alok, and I moved here on almost on 2020 Jan to do my masters in chemical engineering, and then I completed my course in 2023 Jan, and then was doing a part time here and bit under, and then almost by the time of uh, last year or this year beginning, I joined NHS as in the IT team of Northumbria Trust, and now doing the work there with sponsorship.
Sure. And then what were you doing before 2020, before you came here?
I was working in Dubai.
Okay.
It was a contract work with the ADNOC,
Okay.
so it's pretty. The working conditions were a bit tough, so that's why I just started to do my masters in chemical engineering from bachelor's to masters to get more experience, and might go back to Dubai as well if the chances here are slim on chemical engineering. I'm working at IT, but chemical engineering is my favorite field because I have worked in it and studied it.
And then, like, let's say if somebody is right now in India who has
Mhm.
just completed their plus two, 12th class,
Yeah,
right? If they want to come into chemical engineering field here in the UK, they want to
yeah,
start their career, right?
yeah.
What would you suggest should be their like next step? What should they be doing during their bachelor's? And should they like get some work experience in India itself and then come to UK? Like, what would be your suggestion with regards to that?
If they want to do the bachelor's, it's better to come here and do it rather than in India, because if we are doing it in India, you might try on IITs or NITs other than any other colleges. And to get what working experience in India, like even if we start as on the basic, other than if you get a campus placement to BPCL, IOCL, HPC, something the public sector companies, it's much better. Or there are even recruiting for the MTech people on Shell, Halliburton, Schlumberger, etc. If you get that job, then it's fine, it's good. Otherwise, it's better to get a bachelor's here and get to the graduate program on companies like Shell or even the pharmaceutical companies like AstraZeneca or all. Then that will be a good choice for you to.
Cool. So you're like suggesting like it's better for you if you come into chemical engineering, start a career in the UK, come here, do your bachelor's, during that time, do your
Yeah.
internship, and then your likelihood of getting the job will like increase more, right?
Um, yeah, the value of the certificates will be much better
Correct.
compared to a normal college in India.
Yeah.
And also, you don't even need to work in UK. You might even shift to Ireland, where there are more pharmaceutical companies, or
Yeah.
to company like Scandinavian countries like Norway, Sweden, where there is more opportunity on design and
Sure.
earth. So
Sure.
you can shift to other countries in here in the Europe,
Yeah.
because one of the main perks is that you have better work life balance, which is the main thing which we need at this point, because we need to deal with our mental peace more.
Yeah. No, so
Yeah.
true. So even for me as well, I came here for my undergrad,
Yeah.
and I did it in chemistry, and I got my internship here, and now I'm working in the same company, right? And
Mhm.
that's the way like it's been for me
Yeah.
as well. So like that sort of advice really works, right? And now with regards to in terms of the starting salaries in chemical engineering
Yeah.
field, what would be your recommendations based upon your research which you have done so far?
The starting salary for graduate jobs, which is the most easiest way to get to this chemical engineering field, will be around 38 to 40. With my experience, I
Hmm.
think it might even increase as well. But with certain rules changed in the recent past with international students, some companies are a bit reluctant to get the students on the graduate, so they just make the graduate scheme like 3 years, because the post study work visa is almost like 2 years for the
Hmm.
students. That will be a bit hard part, but if you get an early, like if they take you in before
Hmm.
the 2 year period, then it will be an easier one to get into the jobs. It
Okay.
depends on your performance and how the company and their policies work,
Yeah.
which I'm not that sure.
Yeah. And how much work experience do you have?
Almost 4 years in chemical
Okay,
engineering.
so like after 4 years of work experience for you, you're recommending around 38,000 to 48,000 would might
uh,
be like your kind of a salary with that kind of experience.
no, with experience the job salaries will be bit more.
Yeah.
I said about the starting for the graduate jobs.
Okay.
For this experience one, it will be much more than that, like 45 to 50. But
Sure.
you need a highly definitive skill set to get into that job set. Yeah.
Absolutely makes sense. And now, since you're working in NHS, how did that transition happen? Like, what made you like go to like a different field, like for this moment?
It was like I was already doing completed my studies, was searching for the jobs, and at some point it was like I was doing my part time in McDonald's, so
Okay.
that was like the basic salary.
Correct.
Well, so I thought, and the working conditions are like night shifts, all
Yeah.
those stuff. So I thought to apply for NHS and get a job, which is like more like Monday to Friday, day hours work. So I applied for it, and I had some basics like knowledge on like IT and everything field because of past with my family and family businesses. So just applied for it, got a job, and at that point there were like transition for the changes in visa rules. So they offered me if you need to get like skilled worker visa. So just agree, and even my PSW time was gonna bit end. So just thought it as a wise choice to shift for a while.
Yeah. So again, like
Because that will give me like more period of time to get here, do some more research and work better on my chemical engineering, and then get back to that job.
yeah, no, definitely. I think that's really, really good advice, right? Like, be flexible in terms of if coming for chemical engineering at the end, if you are like, you don't have enough time, like live in here, like
Yeah,
stay
if you
here,
keep
right?
on like, on the 2 year work visa, if you keep on doing the part-time jobs, if I'm working in IT field, just that I'm not working on like simply working, I'm also experiencing like increasing my experience in IT sector as well. So if at all I can shift to back to design field, even I know the basics of what we need to
Yeah.
do. So it's all like increasing your knowledge base, upskilling yourself and doing some courses. Now I'm also even trying to study on like chat GPT and other AI models, so that will also help me to shift more on chemical engineering as well. So, and it will also look presentable at the moment on the CV and all.
Yeah, definitely. So, I have one final question for you. So, what would be your advice for somebody who is right now searching for a sponsored skilled worker visa job here in the UK? What do you think they should be doing in their application to make it stand out? What will be like your pieces of advice for those kind of folks?
Advice will be to do your research and also get I think after the new rules with the visa, I'm not sure like what's happening. They keep on changing bit by bit. So do more your research, upskill yourself, and talk with your HR about the sponsorships and perform well on the interviews. And the CV matters because that's what calls you. And if at all at some point you need to shift to job, you could shift to like some of the other jobs where you can get a sponsorship and then upskill yourself again and then get a job what you desire on your field. Takes time, patience, and just go with the flow.
Cool, cool, perfect. Thank you very much, Alok. I think it's people like you, like who really share your experience, and people who are watching, they get the benefit out of it. So thank you very, very much, for volunteering and spending your
pleasure.
time.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers, man. Thank you.
Okay.